In this video, I'll be looking at two of the apply questions from the Corbett Maths worksheet, Simultaneous Equations. And these two questions involve creating and then solving simultaneous equations. So question 4 in the apply section says 4 chairs and 2 tables cost £218, 6 chairs and 7 tables cost £587. Find the total cost of buying 20 chairs and 5 tables. So we need to work out the cost of a chair and the cost of a table. To do this, we will form some simultaneous equations, solve them, and then use those answers. So 4 chairs and 2 tables is 218. So we can write that as 4c plus 2t equals 218. And we'll call that equation number 1. C stands for chairs, T stands for tables. So the cost of 4 chairs plus 2 tables is 218. And then we have 6 chairs plus 7 tables equals 587, and we'll call that equation number 2. Simultaneous equations, 2 equations with 2 unknowns. We can solve. If we look at it, the 4c and the 6c are not the same and are not inverses of each other. And neither is 2t and 7t. So we need to adapt one, or in this case both equations. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take equation number 1 and I'm going to multiply that by 3. That will give me 12c plus 6t equals, I think that is 654. I'll call that equation number 3. And then I take equation number 2 and I multiply that by 2. That will give me 12c plus 14t equals £1,174, and that is equation number 4. And clearly you can see now I have a 12c here and a 12c here, so I can subtract my equations and the c's will disappear. So I can do I'm going to do 4 subtract 1, 4 subtract 3. 12c take away 12c cancels, 14t take away 6t is 8t, and 1174 take away 654 is going to give me 520. So 8t is 520. So t is equal to 65, which means that the cost of one table is £65. Now, if I substitute that into any of my numbered equations, I will get the value for c. So I'm going to substitute that into equation number 1. So that becomes 4c plus 2 times t, which is 2 times 65, equals 218. Let's just tidy that up. 4c plus 130 is 218. So 4c equals 88, and then c clearly equals 22. So the cost of one table is £65, the cost of one chair is £22, and the question asks for 20 chairs and 5 tables. So that's 20 chairs plus 5 tables. So that's going to be equal to 20 times by 22 plus 5 times by 65, which equals 440 plus 325, and then the total cost will be £765. So to recap, you take the statements that you've given in the question, you form 2 simultaneous equations, you solve them in the usual way, and then you get the answers for your 2 variables, in this case the tables and the chairs. Check with the question asks you to use those numbers then to calculate a new amount, and that's the bottom stage there. In this question we have the context of charging per hour with a fixed charge. So the plumber here, he makes a charge, and the charge is composed of 2 different components. You have the hourly rate plus a fixed amount. The fixed amount never changes, so whether he visits for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours, that amount there will not change, but he will charge an increasing amount for every hour. So if it's 1 hour, He charges one amount. If it's 2 hours, he charges twice as much. 3 hours, 3 times as much. 4 hours, 4 times as much, and so on. It's a simultaneous equations problem, so let's create the equations and see where we go. So it says in a 5-hour job, costs £155 in total. So 155 is 5 hours plus the fixed charge, which we'll call C. For an 8-hour job, it costs 230. So 230 is 8 multiplied by the hourly charge, whatever that is, plus the fixed charge. Fixed cost, that doesn't change. There's our two simultaneous equations, equation number 1 and equation number 2. I can clearly see that I could just do equation 2, subtract equation 1, because I have C on both. So 230 take away 55 is going to give me 75. 8h take away 5h is going to be 3h, and the C's have cancelled. So 75 equals 3h, the hourly charge must be equal to a third of that, so the hourly charge is £25. So that means the plumber charges £25 for every hour of work that they do. Now we need to work out the fixed charge. So we can substitute that into any of our numbered equations. I'm going to substitute into equation number 1. So I get 155 equals 5 times 25 plus C. 5 times 25 is 125. So 125 plus C equals 155. So C clearly equals £30. So the fixed charge is that. So his total charge, the total cost, will be equal to 25 times the number of hours plus 30. Now the last line of the question says, how much will a job that lasts 2 hours cost? So H equals 2. So my total cost is 25 times by 2 plus 30. Total cost is going to be £80. And if we do a little comparison, that £80 there for 2 hours work is clearly less than the 5-hour job, so it should be kind of the right answer.